Truth is the new hate speech. And it's true. That's the truth. Check out this other one. Government is the virus. And it is. Every single time I see a government official, I put a mask on because I don't want them to get me sick. That's not true. That's a lie.
Absolutely insane. And so I'm sitting here, I'm watching it happen in real time. I'm like, they're not even trying to hide it from us anymore. Oh my God, it blows my mind, dude. So then I wake up the next morning and Facebook, gone. They deleted me completely. They were censoring me the very next day. The First Amendment is dead, you guys. The government has the technology to spread propaganda and misinformation like we've never seen in history. This is legit the Great Reset. It's happening right now. We deserve to know what's really going on. This is the Uncensored Truth.
What's up, guys? It's Jeremy with the Uncensored Truth, the podcast designed to free your minds from the grips of the mainstream media by giving you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the uncensored truth. For starters, what do you guys think about this whole new setup here? My shit used to be right there. I shifted it over here. I had just that blank gray background, and it was kind of just basic, so I wanted to move it over by where my actual computer desk is, and I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. It really doesn't matter, but I guess I kind of care this much. But yeah, just tell me what you think. Whatever. So I want to start off the show like I always do by saying, please subscribe. If you're on YouTube, just click that subscribe button, please. One of the best ways to support the show. If you are listening to this podcast on Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts, please subscribe. Leave us a good review if you like the show. That would be great. And I say us, even though it's me. But I also have Mike drop Mildly Intelligent Conversations. That's with Eric and I. We talk about some other stuff that's really entertaining, and I think you'll like it. So please subscribe to that as well on YouTube and on these podcast platforms. And then go to Facebook. Mildly Intelligent Conversations, and which is Mic Drop, Mildly Intelligent Conversations, and The Uncensored Truth. Please follow us, subscribe to us, like us, share us, whatever. Do what you can because it's greatly appreciated, and we need all the help we can get, especially at a time where censorship is crazy, and especially when you're trying to spread truth. Truth is the new hate speech. Where's that sticker at, man? Right here. Look at this. Look at this, man. I just got a sticker. I got 2 stickers, actually. Check this out. Truth is the new hate speech. And it's true. That's the truth. Check out this other one. You can't really tell. But we'll try. Government is the virus. And it is. Every single time I see a government official, I put a mask on because I don't want them to get me sick. That's not true. That's a lie. But anyways, please share our show, like our show, subscribe to our show. And again, if you're a millionaire, you got a bunch of extra cash and you don't know what to do with it, go to PayPal at Truth Hero. That's where you can send that extra cash if you don't want it. Otherwise, it's you can't take it with you. So, I mean, if you got some extra cash and it's not going to put you in a bad spot, hook us up, man, because what you're going to do is you're going to allow me to do this show more often. You're going to allow me to do this show better. At the rate at which the mainstream media and your television and the social media is pushing out this propaganda, I'm going to need to do this show more often to help you guys, man. And I truly do believe that I'm helping. So are these other independent freaking journalists and podcasters and info warriors. I'm not talking Alex Jones. I'm not trying to get up into that shit. I'm just people who are legitimately at war against the mainstream media, trying to give you legit, real information without it being tainted by this globalist agenda. So, yes, if you guys can support us in any way, that'd be great. It looks like the verdict was reached in the Derek Chauvin trial, and the jury found him guilty of a second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. Now, I will tell you guys right away, I accept the verdict. I do still have a slight bit of faith in our justice system. Not a whole lot at all, but I do slightly have some faith in it, and it's tough to sit back and see how this whole thing went down. Now, Derek Chauvin legitimately probably got screwed here. I was kind of confused as to how these charges had to be proven. Now, I thought that he had to have intent, like he intentionally was trying to kill this man, and I guess second-degree murder is without intent. So you can be charged of second-degree murder without actually intending to kill somebody, and I didn't know that. That is my fault for getting that wrong. I think I was mentioning that in my last podcast, but the main thing, again, was cause of death. You had multiple autopsies. Now, there's a coroner's report or whatever the hell they did. One of them mentioned that he had lethal amounts of fentanyl in his system. So therefore, it could have been an overdose that caused him to die. Because, again, an overdose of fentanyl, the number one cause of death from that is asphyxiation. And every autopsy that was done on George Floyd said that he died of asphyxiation. Now, because people saw the video, they said that that was caused by Derek Chauvin's knee. Now, others said that it could have potentially been caused by the lethal amounts of fentanyl in his system. He also had methamphetamines in his system. Now, you mix that shit together, who knows what the fuck can happen. But my point is, I honestly, truly believe that there was still question as to what the cause of death was. Now, here's how it works. When the jury's in there, if there's reasonable doubt at all, it's done. I mean, they have to get everybody to agree. And the problem is, they somehow had everybody agree that Derek Chauvin was the cause of death, even though the specialists, the people who do this for a living, couldn't agree on that. So, whatever. That's where I think we messed up here. But here's the thing. The jury is terrified. They were terrified for their own lives. They were terrified for the lives of their family, and they didn't want their house and neighborhood to burn to the ground. So they were pressured by politicians. They were pressured by the President of the United States to actually come up with a guilty verdict. This shit doesn't happen, but it happened. Even the judge himself said, you know what? Because of these comments by the politicians, whatever. I think he was talking about Maxine Waters specifically, but, multiple people had said some shit. And the news media had been saying it since the very beginning. There's no way they could come up with a different verdict at all because of the fact that I legitimately thought that it was going to go accurately. I thought they were going to look at the evidence and say, there's no way we can convict him on murder because we don't know for sure if he was even the cause of death. Therefore, it's just, there's reasonable doubt right there. But they let the public's opinion persuade them. They let politicians persuade them. They let their fear get in the way of doing what was right. I mean, think about it. We have the mainstream media against him. Politicians were coming out against him saying we need a guilty verdict. The President of the United States legitimately came out and was suggesting that he was praying for a guilty verdict. I mean, how is that not manipulative? Is that the right word? Probably not, but I don't care. How is that not going to manipulate people's opinion when they go to make this decision? I mean, the President of the United States is telling you, I hope that you come to the right decision, and we know what he meant by that, and there's no way to hide from that shit. The judge can say, "Oh, they were sequestered." Is that what it's called? They stayed away from this. I told them not to turn on the news when they weren't here. It's like, you can't avoid it. You literally have to sit in a fucking closet away from all electronic devices to not have your decision be manipulated by the mainstream media, by social media, by the news, by anything, man. It's impossible. Again, like I was saying, the judge actually said that you have a case for an appeal. You legitimately have a case for an appeal and to overturn this whole conviction if you want, because of the fact that Maxine Waters said what she did. Like, that's manipulative shit, man, and you cannot do it. She should be kicked out of office. She should no longer have her chairmanship, I think is what she is. She should no longer be there. They literally went after Donald Trump for saying protest peacefully and actually telling most people, go home, it's not worth it. And they they impeached him a second time because they said he was inciting violence. She legitimately told people to get more aggressive. She said, you need to be more confrontational if we do not get what we want. Like, that is threat. That is inciting violence, man. You saw what happened last summer. That's fucked up. I can't believe that she is getting away with this. These people are extremely hypocritical. It's nuts. It blows my freaking mind. And here's something else that really blows my mind. To everybody out there that's dancing in the streets like it's New Year's, like it's the 4th of July, like celebrating this shit, you think you won, but it's crazy because your fight is against the state. Your fight is against the city. You are upset at the fact that this happened. You're upset at the fact that the police department supposedly is systemically racist. Now, you know what the state did, don't you? The state literally won. They won a verdict against Derek Chauvin, the person, not the police officer. They literally charged one man. You were fighting for justice against the state, against the city, against the police department, and they literally sacrificed this man so that the pressure was off of them. They put him in prison. He's going to be in prison for a long time, and the pressure is off of them now. It's you are so fucking gullible. And another thing that drives me completely insane is the fact that although people are dancing in the streets and happy, just as many people are pissed that this happened. And I'm not talking about the right wing, the conservatives out there. I'm talking the people who support the police. I'm talking about the same group of people. The same group of people who were out there rioting last summer. Half of them, if not more, are upset that that came back as a guilty verdict. Do you know why? Because they do not get their free shoes. They do not get a free Xbox. They do not get a free PlayStation. There's a majority of those motherfuckers that were out there so they could get free shit. They didn't give a fuck about George Floyd. They were out there doing what they do best, committing crimes and stealing shit. That's what they wanted. That's all they cared about, was getting their next pair of Jordans, getting a free fucking Xbox or PlayStation, whatever the hell, TV. They were breaking into shit, destroying shit, and getting away with it. That's all they wanted to do. They didn't give a fuck about George Floyd. They did it in the name of George Floyd, but I don't think George Floyd wanted everybody to maybe he did. He probably wasn't much different. Who knows? But my point is, there's just as many people upset that he was found guilty as who are, I mean, Black Lives Matter on the surface. I believe the message. I believe that their intent is good. I really do. But there are some corrupt motherfuckers in there. There's people that've got their hands in there doing some nasty shit that do not necessarily believe in social justice and equality and these other things that are extremely important. There's people in there that are in it just for money. I mean, look at I forgot her name, but one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter. She literally just spent almost $4 million on homes recently. Shit, I thought it was nonprofit. Maybe I got to do more research into that, but this lady has a lot of money now. And in fact, Black Lives Matter New York is investigating this because they realize there were already allegations out there that they were fucking with the money with this organization, and the money's not all going to the correct places. So they were already suspicious of this. Now they're going to investigate, I guess, but we'll see what happens. She could be completely legit. She could have had that money somewhere. I don't know, but we'll find out about that. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that much longer because of the fact that it's over. It's done. Hopefully we get the streets a little more calm. Hopefully there's not people out there rioting. I have a feeling it's going to happen anyways. I really hope not, but you just don't know. It's a crazy world we live in, you guys. It's nuts. And I mean, long story short, I want everybody to be safe. I just want shit to be okay. I don't want it to get ugly. And again, I stand by this conviction. I thought it was going to go the other way. I thought he was going to be acquitted on all accounts, but whatever, I was wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. Now, here's the thing. I do believe still in my heart that he was innocent of that stuff because of how the law works, because of how it's supposed to go down. But out of fear and manipulation, I think that they decided to push out a guilty verdict because of the fact that they were scared, and the public's opinion, whether it be the media, politicians, or the president of the United States, definitely had had a lot to do with their decision making. And it's unfortunate, but that's how it went down. I think that there is, and again, this is the conspiracy side of me thinking. I believe that the jurors were terrified. They knew what was right and what was wrong, but they legitimately took these comments from the judge saying there's a good chance that you can overturn this. So they were like, well, let's just go guilty, and then that way we can save our skin, and we'll still have an out. Like, this guy could potentially go free, and then, no harm done. But regardless, if that happens, if they appeal this and it gets overturned and he gets released, the shit's gonna go down. It's gonna hit the fan. We will see some horrible shit happen. And I still believe that we may see that. I hope not. I really do. I hope that this shit doesn't happen again, because I don't think our country can survive this again. I really don't. Not right now. Not at this time. We're in some crazy times, man. We need to heal. We need to get our shit back together, man. Where's my phone, motherfucker? It's back here, dude. I got some other stuff I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about it anymore. How about that? I'm done with this. It's over. So let's not talk about it anymore. Let's get back to like some normal shit. And one thing that I wanted to talk about was the propaganda in television, and it's getting worse and worse and worse every single day. With every episode of every show that comes out, the propaganda, the mainstream narrative that they're pushing is getting worse and worse. And the ratings for these TV shows are actually showing that, because although people may believe what they're preaching and what the propaganda that they're pushing forward, they don't care. They want to be entertained, and this shit is not entertaining. They've heard it enough. And an example of this would be Grey's Anatomy, Shonda Rhimes. For starters, you know what? I want to applaud her. I just want to say congratulations, Shonda Rhimes. You have done something that is extremely difficult at a time when people are stuck at home and forced to sit in front of their TV for entertainment. You have made people not want to watch TV. They're legitimately turning off their TV when your show comes on because they are sick of the propaganda that you are pushing. We are in the 17th season of Grey's Anatomy, and I'll tell you right now, I watch it. My girl watches it. We used to love this show. Like, I legitimately liked the show a lot. This last season has been horrible because they legitimately jumped on the propaganda bandwagon and they're pushing it hard. Like, it is not entertaining at all to watch this show. I'm going to share with you a little bit of information because I think that it's vital in knowing exactly what's going on. Again, like I said, they're in season 17. This is one of the biggest shows to have ever been on TV. I mean, they have 17 seasons. I strongly believe this may be their last season. She's literally sacrificing her show just so she can push out a political message. And that's not what TV's about, man. That's what they've turned it into, because there's a lot of shows like this, but it's crazy. I can't believe that she's sacrificing her show. What's going on? I felt like there was somebody behind me. Motherfucker. I feel like she's legitimately sacrificing her show just to push a political message that is completely pointless. It's going to happen anyways. People will watch the news and they'll see the message that the globalists are trying to get across. You do not have to join the club. Maybe there's more incentive behind the curtain that we don't see, and so that's why you're doing this. You're sacrificing your pride and joy, your show, in order to push a political agenda. And I don't know, maybe there's more going on that I'm not seeing, and I'm pretty sure there is, but whatever. It makes me mad. And my girl tries to watch it, and there's times when she shuts it off, not because she can't handle it, even though I'm pretty sure it's annoying her, but because she can't handle the way that I act when I'm watching this with her. And I feel bad because she likes the show, and I'm probably ruining it for her, because every time something happens, I'm like, are you kidding me? Knock it out, whatever. So I go crazy, and I feel bad. Sorry, babe. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry. I just want to share some shit with you on this right now. So episode 9 had 4.8 million viewers. Now, that was the lowest viewer count ever since the show had started. So this, and it's on par with how the rest of the season has gone. This has been the worst season viewers were. My gosh, I'm going to shut that off. Sorry, guys. Anyways, This is the worst season as far as ratings go for Grey's Anatomy. And it's, again, because of what's going on. So here are just some actual fans of the show who love the show. They've loved it almost the whole time it's been on. Probably most of these fans have been watching it from the beginning. And I want to share with you some of their comments on the show. And these are comments that came out when episode 9 just aired, which was not too long ago. But so this is some current shit here, guys. Quote, as Grey's Anatomy sought to shove as many COVID-19 references into an episode as it could, I felt more exhausted than healed. Kelly M. says she has loved Grey's Anatomy since its very first episode, but says season 17 is terrible. It has been a show that one can go and watch to relax, but now I feel like I am just watching the news. Not an amazing and drama-filled medical show, it has become very politicized and has gone in a very different direction to the original storyline that made the show what it always has been. While it is necessary to discuss the issues as a medical drama, it should not be the main focus. Sarah P. says, incredibly disappointed in this season. It went from being a feel-good show to the fact that I can't focus or get into a single episode because they have focused solely on politics and COVID. They ruined this show. David A. says, and maybe David A. watches this with his girl as well. I don't know. There's no way to know that. Why would I say that? Who cares? David A. says, I remember when the show used to be fun, when we were entertained, when the audience was respected with excellent storytelling. What we have now is a complete fraud of a show that is nothing more than a shell of its former self. Whoever decided it would be a good idea to make Grey's all about COVID and woke politics should be fired. The writers had just one job: give the audience an entertaining distraction from the ridiculousness of this past year. Instead, they injected that ridiculousness into the show. This week's show was the last straw. The villainization of law enforcement was completely uncalled for and has no place on this show or any show. Police officers are risking their lives every day, and the last thing our society needs is media helping put targets on their backs. Enough is enough. Andrew O., another fan, calls the season a huge disappointment that is focusing on politics for some reason. Cassandra B. calls it fear porn. Legit fear porn, and that's what it is. Like, they are terrifying people and making people believe that what is going on right now is way worse than it really is. Now, again, I'm not going to fucking get into that. That's all its own thing, but I just wanted to let you guys know that this isn't working. People do not want to hear this shit, man. They've heard it enough. They've had to go through this enough, and now you're putting it into your shows. And I talked a while ago, and maybe it wasn't on the Uncensored Truth, maybe it was on a different podcast, but I remember talking about Blackish, another show that went political in a huge way, and it was about the Black Lives Matter. Now, this is a black family, and I don't know if you guys have seen the show, but a guy's, I believe his name is Andre, that's like the main star of the show, and his wife were having a conversation. Andre had just gotten back from BLM rally, and his white friend wanted to go with him. But you see in the videos that it's not just black people, it's black people and white people, Latino people, everybody's out there. They're all out there for the same reason. They're coming together, believe it or not, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's the people going out there destroying property and making it horrible. That's what I am against. The message itself, I think, is a good message, but the destruction, it needs to stop, and it's pathetic. But Andre is talking about his white friend who went to the BLM rally with him, and he was upset. He said, I think the guy's name was Doug. I can't remember who it was. Again, I might get these names wrong, but his white friend Doug, he says, Doug just went crazy. He went overboard. He was just screaming. He should take his own part in it. He said he went out there and he's fighting for this without realizing that he's part of the problem. How the fuck is Doug part of the problem? Is he part of the problem simply because he is white? That doesn't make any sense. Here's the thing. People are actually coming together, and this show is trying to villainize that, trying to say, you know what? This is for black people. White people cannot come out here and do this with us. We need to be separated. Like, again, I think it's crazy, that message that they're trying to put off right there. And his wife says, it's easier for white people to go on social media and shame their grandparents than it is for them to realize they're complicit in this. And I just don't get it. like the message they're trying to put off is that, oh my God, I thought I shut it off. I'm sorry, guys. Let me do this. My bad. I'm bad at this. Is the message that she's putting off that just by being white, you are guilty of racism? That's what it sounds like. Or at least you're not allowed to go out there and fight for a good cause with black people because you are white. It's causing more division. It's making it worse. And that message they're putting out there, unless I'm taking it the wrong way, I maybe correct me if I'm taking it the wrong way. I guess I don't know, but it blows my fucking mind that they can even allow this shit on TV. It's causing division. It really is. Blows my mind. I hate seeing the propaganda in television. That's why I do this podcast, because I want to fight against the mainstream media. I want to put the truth out there so that you're not stuck inside this bubble of propaganda that the mainstream media puts out there. Your TV, your phone, your computer, these things are causing the spread of propaganda like we've never seen before. It's insane how easily it is for the government and the globalists to put this propaganda out now and control people. It's insane how easily it is to control you people. And that's why I do this podcast, because I want to help wake people up so they can see what the fuck is going on, so that they can be aware and not allow themselves to be manipulated. You need to think for yourself, and it starts with turning off the news. Please shut off the news. It's hard to find news that's legitimately going to inform you, and that's why I'm doing my best to give you the news and give you information without fucking it up. I'm not biased. I used to be a Democrat. As of, you know what? And I'm going to take this moment right here to let you guys know I am no longer a Democrat. I was yesterday morning. I am announcing right now that I am no longer a Democrat. I don't know what I'm going to be. I'm not a conservative. I have conservative views. I also have very liberal views. So maybe I'm a libertarian. Maybe I'm an independent. I don't know what I'm going to be, you guys. I have to look at it and figure it out. Maybe I'm just going to quit fucking voting. I can't see a politician out there that I would vote for. Maybe Tulsi Gabbard, but she was liked too much, and the fucking establishment took her out. Like, they didn't even let her go to any of the debates at all. She wasn't invited, even though she was a powerhouse, essentially. Like, in the early stages, a lot of people liked her message. A lot of people liked what she stood for, and they wiped her out, man. It sucks. It's frustrating, and I can't be a part of that, man. I can't be a part of the Democratic Party if they're going to be doing the shit that they're doing. I've never seen it this crazy before in my life. If Republicans are going to stand back and just be silent and allow this to happen, I can't be a part of that either. So I am legitimately no longer part of any party. That may change down the road. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some research and figure out what I want, man. But we're living in terrifying times. I hate it. I can't believe the world has come to what it has. And we need somebody. I mean, every single time somebody stands up and runs for office that is legitimately against the establishment, they get taken out. And I'm not saying that they die. Sometimes they do. It legitimately happens. I'm just saying that they don't let it happen. It's not as easy as me just saying, you know what, I'm going to run for office and that's it. No, they have to. I think you have to sell out. I think you have to say, hey, I'm going to play ball, so that way you can even get put in a position to potentially be voted for. No, it doesn't work that way. They don't let the real people who can make good change in there. They don't even let them have an opportunity, because it's going to fuck with their plan. And that may be the conspiracy side of me talking, but it's real, you guys. This is real. Our country is absolutely corrupt at all angles, all stages, and in every freaking asset of the country. It's whatever facet maybe is what I meant to say. Gosh, I'm getting frustrated again. This happens every single time. Anyways, I'm going to leave you with that, you guys. I don't want to have this run too long, but I'm no longer a Democrat. I don't know what I am. Derek Chauvin's going to jail. At least for now he is. The streets seem to be somewhat calm. For now they are. We'll see what happens in the future. I really don't think that this is the end of it, if you know what I mean. I don't think that we've seen the end of BLM causing mayhem, and also doing good things as well. The BLM, there's two sides to BLM, and I agree with part of it. I really do. I don't like the destruction. I don't like making things worse. You know, when something happens, you go out there and you make shit worse. That's not a way to fix shit. And I don't think that you should get a free pair of Jordans just because somebody died. You know, that's not what it's about. It's about making real change and not just changing your shoes, dick. And I'm talking to you, motherfucker. I'm talking to the motherfucker that steals shoes. I'm talking about the asshole, guy, girl, whatever, undecided. I'm talking about the motherfucker that goes out there and steals a PlayStation, an Xbox, a TV, and a pair of shoes. You guys are what's wrong with this country. Why am I getting so angry, guys? My lord. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please, you guys, go to YouTube, subscribe to the Uncensored Truth, subscribe to our other YouTube channel, Mic Drop, Mildly Intelligent Conversations. Please go to Facebook, follow us, the Uncensored Truth and Mic Drop, and then Twitter as well. And then if you're listening to this podcast on SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts, please follow it, subscribe to it, leave us a good review if you like the show, and it goes a long ways. It's the best. Doing this stuff is the best way to support our show. Even if you just share it with your friends and family, it helps out a bunch. So please do that. Yeah, that's all I got for you today, you guys. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, keep your eyes open because there's some shit going on. See ya.